Okay, hello everyone. Let's wait 1 minute just to make sure that everyone is ready. Yeah. Okay, I believe that we can start today's debate session. I hope that everyone is doing well and in good health. Yeah, hopefully all of you are looking forward to the discussion that will be taking place here. And I would like to say thank you to Abdi Ali for making it to this meeting and being a proxy for MUISS Engagement OB. Thank you so much for that. And now, without any further ado, let's begin the debate session by introducing the structure of the debate and the format. So the debate will be consisting of three main sections. The first one is the candidate self-introduction, do it in terms, and then we will move on to the Q&A session, and then the closing statement at the end. The Q&A session will be mainly handled by Abdi Ali, which will be handing in over questions, asking questions, and after the questions that Abdi Ali has been preparing, everything has been asked. Maybe Shraddha and Izan, you guys will have some time to ask each other question if you guys want to. If not, just give the signal and we will proceed. Okay. So without any further ado, let me introduce myself. My name is Gede Putu Guido. I am the returning officer here. And as you guys can see, Shraddha here is one of the candidates for the position of MUISS Engagement. So does Izan. So welcome, Izan and Shraddha. And Abdi Ali here is the proxy for the position of MUISS Engagement. And thank you all for making it here. So let's begin with the first one. Each candidate will take turn in giving their opening statement. There will be no imposed time limit, but do take your time and be mindful. Who will start first, if I may know? Izan or Shraddha?
You may start, Shraddha.
Okay, thank you, Guido. I'll begin with my opening statement. A very good morning to the esteemed members of the Student Association, the returning officer, past and current office bearers who are present today, my respected opponent, Izan, and my fellow peers at Monash University. I express my sincere gratitude to each of you for joining us today. As we gather here, I am deeply honored to stand before you and share my vision. My name is Shraddha Bachani, a student at the Jeffrey Chia School of Medicine and Health Sciences. Currently in my year 3, semester 1, I am pursuing a double major in psychology and banking and finance. Over the past month, I have had the extreme privilege of serving as the interim engagement head for MUISS, an experience that has profoundly shaped my perspective. Before I delve into my manifesto, I would like to take a moment to express why I am still committed to be running for this position today. Having been here for 2 years now, my journey at Monash has taught me the profound importance of active engagement in campus life. Originally from India, but raised in Jakarta, my transition to Malaysia was not without its challenges. While I eventually found my place within the student community, it became clear to me that many of our international peers silently grapple with a similar sense of displacement. This realization ignited my passion for fostering inclusivity, and with that, I am dedicated to ensure that every international student at Monash feels welcomed, connected, and empowered within our community. The manifesto I present to you today is shaped by the insights gained during my tenure as the interim head. First and foremost, I aim to introduce inclusive events tailored to the diverse international student body. Monash University, as we know, is home to numerous communities, both large and small. And I envision creating a warm and inviting space where newcomers and current students can forge connections. I firmly believe that these inclusive events will offer invaluable opportunities for students to connect within their own communities and across various cultures. Through this initiative, my aim is to foster meaningful cross-cultural friendships while also nurturing essential support networks. To increase active participation in our upcoming events, my second goal is to cultivate long-term relationships with international students. This entails collaborating with the media department to develop culturally relevant messaging for promoting our events, and co-hosting events through collaborative partnerships that cater to their unique needs and interests. By doing so, my hope is to empower students to engage fully in our community, breaking down barriers and promoting inclusivity. Lastly, I emphasize the importance of establishing feedback mechanisms to ensure student involvement in shaping our initiatives. Through these mechanisms, I aim to gather input and collaborate with my fellow department heads to consistently improve our efforts and better serve the diverse needs of our student body. In conclusion, I would say that I stand committed to championing inclusivity, fostering connections, and empowering international students at Monash University. Together with you, my hope is to create a vibrant and supportive community where every voice is heard and valued. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shraddha. Now, Izan, you can continue.
Thank you so much, Shraddha, for your opening statement. Good morning, esteemed members of Monash community and fellow candidates and my opposition, respected Shraddha. Today, I stand before you as a candidate for the MUISS Engagement position with a heart full of passion, a mind burning with ideas, and steadfast commitment to serve our international student community. My journey at Monash has been one of the profound growth and invaluable experience I have had. As a dedicated computer science enthusiast, I've had the privilege of immersing myself into the vibrant tapestry of MUISS activities for the past 2 years. During this time, I have witnessed firsthand power of unity, collaboration, and collective action in driving positive change within our community. Now, more than ever, it's a pivotal moment for our university as we navigate the complexities of an ever-changing global community. It is imperative that we come together as a community to support and uplift each other. My vision for my vision is rooted in inclusivity, empowerment, and the celebration of our diverse identities. I believe in creating a welcoming space where every international student feels valued, heard, and supported, whether you're a newcomer finding your footing or seasoned student seeking deeper connection. MUISS should be a place where you can forge meaningful friendships, explore new cultures, and access the resources you need to thrive academically and personally. Now I'll head to the manifesto that I've manifested. So, firstly, diverse event calendar. Through participatory seminars, networking events, and festivals, honoring our cultural diversity. I hope to create a lively, diverse event calendar that will strengthen our sense of community and solidarity. My vision is to that my vision is that I will stay committed to creating a diverse event calendar that reflects a rich tapestry of our global community. From cultural events to networking events, my goal is to provide opportunities for cross cultural exchange, dialogue, and celebration. Secondly, welfare policy advocacy. Using first hand input from those around us, I intend to support policies that are especially suited to the particular difficulties faced by overseas students, with an emphasis on improving mental health services as well, offering through house advising and assisting with academics as well. For this, my vision will be giving supporting students with mental health and housing advice and academic assistance. These are just not the policies; they are lifelines for many of our students. Thirdly, community license. In order to provide international students with chances for cultural interaction and worthwhile community service, I aim to fortify my links with local communities and organizations. This will enhance their Monash experience. The vision is to build strong connections with local communities and organizations is essential for enriching the Monash experience, as I said. By fostering partnership and collaboration, we can create opportunity for cultural interaction, community service, and personal growth. Lastly, initiatives driven by feedback. I will guarantee the ongoing improvement and significance of MUISS events and welfare programs by putting in place a systematic feedback structure that entails through surveys and targeted group discussion. And this will allow us to immediately reflect to the changing requirements of our community. The vision which I am focused on is that feedback is the livelihood of effective leadership. I will implement a robust feedback structure that ensures every voice is heard, every concern is addressed, and every suggestion is considered. Together, we'll continuously adapt and improve our events and welfare programs to better serve our community's evolving needs. In conclusion, I am deeply honored to have the opportunity to serve as the MUISS Engagement Officer together. Together, let us embark on a journey of transformation, solidarity, and empowerment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Izan and Shraddha, for the opening statement. It has been concise and thoughtful. Thank you for that. And now we will continue with the questions by the proxy or the OP, which in this case is Sakti Ali. There is no question limit and there is no time limit. And each candidate, if asked, may request for a time to prepare up to 30 seconds to make sure they can set their answers right. Okay? Make sure to answer everything concisely and take turns in answering. All right. Just give each other a signal, and so that we will not get confused in who's who and which one is the first. All right.
All right.
Abdi Ali, now the floor is yours.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Guido. So my first question to both of the candidates will be that how do you plan to continue and build upon engagement initiatives for international students that were established in the previous term?
Dada, you can go first, maybe. And can you
Could
repeat
I
the question as well?
Repeat the question.
Yeah.
So how do you plan on continuing and building upon the engagement initiatives for international students that were established in the previous term?
I'd like to request 30 seconds to prepare for my answer. Okay. So one thing that Fadia had built in her term as an engagement head was that she dedicated her time to creating and introducing inclusive events tailored for all international students, I believe. And she did this for both, she targeted these events for both bigger communities and smaller communities. I feel that I would like to build upon this, and I would like to say that I also want to introduce inclusive events that are targeted to both types of communities that are big and small, allowing them to attend these events and build support networks within these communities and also diverse cultures. I feel like by bridging the gap that exists between the two communities that are the bigger communities and the smaller communities that sometimes get overlooked, by bridging these gaps between these sort of communities, we can even foster participation in events that are not specifically tailored to a certain community. That would say to all of the students that these events are in a way catered to all of them and not just a specific community or a specific group of people, but to all of them. So I would like to build upon that. And another thing that I believe that Fadia did really well in her term is that, as is the case in engagement departments, there are usually a lot of subcoms that exist within our department. This is the case this year, and as it was the case last year. So what I would like to do is I would like to equally distribute responsibilities among all of these subcoms. The thing is, these subcoms are here for a reason. They are part of the engagement department for a reason. They're here to learn, and they would like to be involved in the planning stage of an event. And so I would like to give them this opportunity to do so. So I would like to have more equal distribution of tasks among them so that they're able to learn also, and I with them can learn as a leader. So that is my answer for this.
Okay, thank you for your answer and thank you for the question, Abdi. So first of all, I would like to say about the major experience for this role as a engagement subcommittee, and as for you asked for the last year where Fadia was the OB, I was her subcom. So firstly, I would like to mention that I had the privilege of serving in the engagement subcommittee within MUISS. During my time in the subcommittee, I was actively involved in planning and organizing various events and initiatives aimed by enhancing the international student experience. So I had the opportunity to analyze the needs and preferences of international students and develop strategies to address those needs effectively. So I was deeply into what Fadia is planning and how she handles everything. So I was keeping a note so that I could be the next engagement OB, hopefully. So this experience had provided me with the valuable insights, the challenges faced by international students, and the ways in we can create a supportive and inclusive environment for them. To con- and for now to continue and build upon the engagement initiatives that was established in the previous year, I plan to start by evaluating the success of these initiatives, identifying that worked well and what areas needs to be improved. Of course, consistency will be the key, as I'll ensure that successful initiatives are continued with maintaining momentum and trust among whole MUSA. Seeking feedback from students, staff, and everyone will be the crucial in refining and improving these initiatives. Through these steps, I will sustain and enhance our engagement initiatives, fostering a vibrant and inclusive community at Monash. Thank you.
Okay, good answers from the both of you. But follow up on that question, I have another question for both of you. So my second question would be, how do you plan to address any logistical or operational challenges that may arise in organizing the events for large groups of international students? So basically addressing any logistical or operational challenges that may arise during any events you plan to carry out.
Izan, maybe you'd like to go first.
Uh, sure. Give me 15 to 30 seconds. I'll prepare my answer and let you.
Izan, are you ready?
Yeah. So, according to the question, how will I handle the logistics, challenges, and extra, etc.? So, firstly, I feel we face challenges such as securing funding with MUSA, coordinating with various student organizations, and while managing logistical details. To overcome these challenges, I will develop a detailed project plan first, with everything delegated tasks with the subcommittee effectively, and maintain open communication channels with the whole MUSA and other departments, which will be much needed for logistical purposes and other equipments. By leveraging our team's collective strength and problem-solving skills, we will be able to deliver a successful event that will attract a diverse audience and foster cross-cultural understanding and appreciation. Things that should answer your question.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, I'll go next. So as you said that sometimes logistical and operational issues do arise in events, and the way I would tackle them is, yes, designing BPs and securing funds and just planning out the little details of the events, all of those matter. But what also tends to happen sometimes is last minute changes do come up. And what I would like to do in such a situation is that I would like to just like to have a mini briefing session. It doesn't necessarily have to be with the entire MUISS committee or the MUISS division, just within my own department. I would like to have a briefing session where we can immediately rectify these issues, come up with areas for improvement, and tackle these issues one by one. Because again, as I said, last minute issues are bound to come up, as it did in one of the events I hosted recently, which was the Game Wars. So again, I believe that if we were all in the same page and as long as we're not giving off the impression that we are not on the same page to the international student body, we are good, as it would just be a better, as long as we're not giving the impression to the student community that we're not on the same page, I believe that we can come up with ways to rectify these issues privately. So again, I would like to have briefing sessions, and I would like to identify areas for improvement right there and then, and I would like to then move forward from there.
Yep. Makes sense. Good answers from both of you. Really appreciate it. So, well, yeah. Moving forward for my third question, I would like to ask, what is your approach for fostering a sense of belonging and community among international students through your efforts as the head of engagement? This question goes out to both of you, obviously. Yeah.
I can take this question first.
Okay.
So now, as we know, as I mentioned earlier also in my opening statement, Monash is home to a lot of big and small communities. And when new students arrive on campus, they either belong to one of these bigger communities or they either belong to one of the smaller communities that sometimes may get overlooked when we are planning for an event. Now, what I would like to do in such a case is I would like to introduce inclusive events in a way that it just calls to all of these students from all communities to come and participate. And when that happens, they're going to be able to build support networks within their own community, as well as support networks within the other communities that exist with the various different communities that exist here on campus. Through that, I think that they can firstly establish cross-cultural friendships, which is important, but also build support networks with people from their own communities, but also from those who exist in different communities. So I feel like that is the main way to ensure a sense of belonging for international students, as they would like to feel like they're home, even when they're away from home. So I hope that answers your question.
Yep, it does. Thank you.
Can I can you repeat the question again, if you don't mind, Abdi?
Yeah, sure. No problem. So basically, what is your approach for fostering a sense of belonging and community among international students through your efforts as an engagement head? So what initiatives or what approach are you going to take to build a sense of belonging and community amongst international students?
I would like to take 30 seconds to prepare my answer. Okay. So, as the role for engagement OB, fostering a sense of belonging and community among international students is a top priority. So, my approach will involve implementing a variety of initiatives aimed to create inclusive spaces, facilitating meaningful connections, and providing support, of course. So, the initiative I will undertake is the establishment of regular cultural exchange events where students can share their traditions, customs, experiences with each another. These events will provide opportunities for cultural inclusivity, promoting understanding and appreciation of diverse perspectives and friendships among each other. Additionally, I will organize networking sessions and programs to connect international students with peers and professionals in their fields of interest, together fostering a supportive community of mutual learning and growth. Uh, Nextly, I will advocate for the expansion of services which will which is needed for the international students. Like, of course, what we have like orientation programs and other supports, like collaborating with university departments, student organizations, and external partners. We can ensure that international students feel supported, valued. Thank you.
Okay, good answers from both of you. So yeah, for and the next question will be my final question. So can you please provide examples of your experiences relating to event organizing and enhancing engagement opportunities for international students? So basically just a simple one, provide any previous experience you have related to this field as an engagement head.
Shraddha, you can go first if you
Right,
don't
I
mind.
will. So aside from the interim position that I held for a month, I have been part of various committees here on campus. I am part of the Monash Malaysia Photographic Society, where I am the vice president, where I overlook departments such as events, publicity, secretary, and treasurers. Now, I work in direct conjunction with the events head under the MMPS club. And with them, I've been able to bring to life a lot of events that we have done in the past, as well as in the semester, which will be continued to do. Sorry, which will be continuing to do. Aside from the MMPS role, I am also holding an activities and events coordinator role in the SPIN community, which is a psychology community. I have I was previously a subcom in that committee where I assisted in various various events such as mingle events or um, just workshops or seminars that they had in place. So I do have experience in working in those kind of events. And recently, I've also been promoted to an activities and events coordinator in that very club. So now I'll be doing my very own events in that club. So I believe that I certainly have a lot of experience in just managing events here on campus in general. Additionally, obviously, is the role that I held in MUISS, which is the role of the interim engagement head, where I have successfully, I believe, managed two events, which is the Jom Sunway event and the Game Wars event. Though it came with its challenges, I believe that in a span of 2 weeks, I was able to just work with my team really well, bond with my team really well, plan out all of the details, and just execute them to its perfection. So yes, I hope that answers your question. Thank you, Abdul.
Thank you for your question, clearly. As you are talking about the experience I have for the events and the whole engagement position. So as I've mentioned that last year I was the subcommittee with Padia, and the whole year I had gained experience related to these all. Like, I have attended every single event, which was of course implemented by engagement committee. So I have a good experience and involvement in showcasing the events and implementing, helping, and everything. So, as a part of this involvement with the whole committee, I also helped in planning and executing the cultural showcase event aimed by aimed at celebrating diversity and promoting cross-cultural understanding on campus. So according to this position, the enhancement which I gained is that these events significantly enhance engagement among students by providing a platform for them to showcase their cultural heritage, interest, and etc. It fostered a sense of belonging and pride among participants as they felt valued and recognized for their cultural identities. Moreover, the event attracted a diverse audience, including both international and domestic students, the whole last year, and community members as well, creating opportunities for meaningful interactions and dialogue across cultural boundaries. Thank you.
Yeah, that'll be all the questions from me. Good answers by both of you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Abhi.
Thank you so much, Abdi, for giving in your thoughts and time to prepare the questions and ask it to the candidates. It is much appreciated, yeah. And now, moving forward, now we will have the Q&A session where each candidate can throw questions at one another based on their manifestos, their answers, policies, or even vision. If both of you want to proceed with this phase, just start immediately and do let me know.
Okay, so I'd like to ask a question. So Izan, you mentioned in your manifesto that you'd like to host seminars. What sort of seminars do you think you as an engagement head can host, which are inclusive and engaging to students?
Okay, so thank you for your question. So ensuring diversity, the manifesto I presented was the diverse event calendar. So ensuring diversity in our event calendar is my top priority. As you asked for the seminars, it's much likely to be the events and other cultural activities, which I've mentioned. That's a more formal way to say about the seminars. So to achieve this, I plan to conduct comprehensive surveys and focus group discussions to gather input from students representing from different culture and backgrounds. Additionally, I will seek collaboration with cultural student associations and community organizations to create events that reflect the rich global tapestry of our Monash community.
Okay, could I ask you a follow-up question based on that? So you
Sure.
mentioned that you'd like to have targeted group discussions. Who would you exactly be inviting in these group discussions for it to be feasible?
Okay, so the group discussion will include my whole committee, like whole engagement committee, and of course with the whole MUISS department, because I would surely like to take advices from the whole MUISS department and the previous OB as well. I'll still stay connected to the OB. Uh, and the whole department means even I can take advices from MUSA about the cultural events and everything. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I would like to ask you a question. So, your manifesto emphasizes the creation of inclusive events tailored for all international students. Could you elaborate on specific strategies you have in mind to ensure that these events cater to diverse needs and interests of our student community?
Okay, firstly, I would say that it may not always be the case that these events are actually diverse, but the point is that it calls to all of the international students. So, for example, right now we have Eid coming up, let's say, and I would like to host an Eid related event. obviously those would be catered to the Muslims, let's say. But that does not mean that it's only catered to them. It obviously calls to the entire student body, entire international student body. And I would say that I would work in conjunction with the media department to just form culturally resonant messages that to publicize their events in such a way. So again, I would say that I would, right, as you said, I would like to have diverse, how would I would like to have diverse, how I would like to call people in these sort of diverse, or sorry, could you repeat your question again?
I asked, like, could you elaborate on specific strategies you have in mind to ensure that these events cater to the diverse needs and interests of our student community?
Okay, so as I said, it may not be the case that these events are always diverse, but there are ways to increase participation in these events. So again, like as you mentioned, one thing that I've noticed, I would say, is that sometimes people tend to sign up in huge numbers for an event, but then they don't show up on the day of the event itself, and there, as a result, is a lower turnout on the day of the event. So one way I would like to tackle this issue is by putting myself more out there, making myself more visible to the students to come to me to clarify any doubts that they have. So let's say if they don't feel like the event is diverse enough, or that they don't feel that it caters to their specific community, I can clear out these doubts and say that they do, because this is the way that the gap between these communities will be bridged. And if students from, let's say, a specific community are attending an event for that may be catered to another community, same way the opposite would happen. Like students from different communities would enter or come to events that are catered to like another community. So again, they may not be specific strategies, but I would say that we have the events that we have in mind, but there are ways to increase participation in these events, and they don't necessarily have to, I guess, be catered to the entire international student community to be diverse in such a way, because the reality of the situation is that we do have targeted events that are going to be taking place, such as the Eid event, let's say. So what I would like to focus on more is to increase participation in those events to rather than to focus on the entirety of the international, sorry, I would say that, yeah, I would like to increase participation in those sort of events rather than just let it be for one specific event, because this in a way would also encourage cross-cultural events. And if students were exposed to these type of cross-cultural events, they would then be more aware of students that are here on campus. Does that
Okay.
answer your question?
Yeah, as you mentioned about the participation, uh, you told some people might not participate in the events, but then increasing active participation among international students is a key goal for your manifesto, right?
Yes.
So I know you have mentioned about the participation as well, but how do you plan and maintain like long-term relationships to overcome participation barrier,
Okay.
especially considering the diverse cultural background?
Okay. As I said, I would like to make myself more visible to the international student community and make myself known as the event organizer that is there under MUISS. And if they know that there is someone who is, as if they know that there is someone who is out there who can answer these questions or clarify any doubts that they have, they can come to me directly and ask questions, let's say. And this way, if they feel like a certain event is not catered to them specifically, I can soothe their minds and tell them that it actually is, because this is how we would tackle the issue of communities, or sorry, participants not potentially coming to certain events.
Okay. Thank you for your answer, Shraddha.
Okay. I would like to ask you another question. You mentioned that you would like to collaborate with local communities. May I ask which local communities are you referring to?
So the local community, basically, strengthening partnerships with local community is crucial. What is local community means? Like the whole university, of course, the MUSA, the MUISS, and the whole other school reps and everything. And the activities. To be honest, I don't have much experience with the engagement OB. So I would obviously learn many things after being the OB, but I plan to engage in regular outreach activities like cultural exchange events, as I mentioned, to forge meaningful connection with local organizations. That means MUSA, MUIS, and every other students and the residents of Monash and everyone. So by collaborating on initiatives that benefit both Monash students and with wider community, I can create enriching opportunities for cultural interaction.
Okay, thank you.
Were you?
Is there any more questions from both of you to one another? Okay, I believe, okay. If there are none, thank you for providing
Okay,
answers
I
and
have
questions.
a last question if you don't mind.
Okay, I don't mind. Go ahead.
Okay, so I've seen in your manifesto and I've noticed that collaboration with the media department is mentioned in your manifesto as
Right.
a means to publicize MUIS events, right? So how do you plan to work with the media department effectively, like considering the diverse cultural background and communication preferences of an international student body?
Okay, so the reason I had mentioned the media department in that specific manifesto point is to publicize messages in such a way that it calls out to all people, right? I believe the way that I can work with the media department is that, again, like through active participation. Sometimes what happens is, from the time that people sign up for events to the time that the event actually takes place, the excitement surrounding these events sort of dies down. So when I'm working in conjunction with the media department, what I can do is keep the excitement alive surrounding these events. That would be through engaging posts that would also, in a way, serve as reminders, telling the students that, oh, this event is still taking place and they can actually still come to this event, regardless of whether their friends are attending or not attending. And as I said, again, I would clear doubts that they may have. So working with the media department, I believe that I can do this as well because we can have chat boxes in place through Instagram stories, right? Where people can write their doubts on them. And I believe that that is a way more accessible way for people to write their doubts on, to clear out, to seek clarifications on them. And as a result, they'll also be way less hesitant to come and attend these events. So that is what I mean when I say that I would like to work more closely with the media department.
All right, thank you so much for your answer.
One final call for questions from any of the candidates to one another. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I believe there are no more questions. It has been pretty thoughtful and concise points that you guys have been pointing out so far, and thank you for that, Shraddha and Izam. And now let us wait for maybe an extra 1 to 4 minutes. Maybe there will be any questions that might pop up via other means of communication, like the currently live stream YouTube of this session. So please take your time and wait a bit if you don't mind. Thank you. There is a question for the candidate Shraddha, as stated in our YouTube live chat session. Let me read it out for you and let me know if you need it to be repeated, okay?
Okay.
Question for Shraddha. As one of the points in your manifesto, you mentioned that your aim is to increase active participation. Could you clarify on how will you do that?
Okay, so again, let me first tell you why I have this point in my manifesto in the first place. It's because what I have noticed through events here on campus, not necessarily those hosted by the MUISS department, but but events hosted by the other departments or communities as well, is that again, what happens is students sign up in great numbers, but then on the day of the event itself, there is a lower turnout of people that show up. So again, there are several reasons why this happens, because students sometimes may have doubts or clarifications that are they're not able to clarify, or maybe their friends are not coming and they as a result feel hesitant to come as well. Or the other point that I mentioned was that the excitement surrounding these events sort of dies down. So again, there are a few ways that I would tackle these issues. As I said, that I would like to work with the media department closely to keep the excitement surrounding these events alive. This would be through engaging posts, as I mentioned, that would also serve as reminders. And we would also have chat boxes in place for them to clear out any doubts that they have about events. Again, I had also mentioned this earlier, that I would like to make myself more available to the student, and I would like to cultivate a more approachable demeanor for the students so that they can come to me and clarify any doubts that they have. Thirdly, I would say that I think in my manifesto point, I mentioned that I would like to establish collaborative partnerships. So the way I would do that is that I would work with the different types of communities and clubs here on campus to offer them the resources that they need to enhance the scale of their events. That way, they'll be able to host larger audiences and ultimately increase participation in their events. So I believe that through those solutions, we can tackle the problem of participation barriers that I, as an event organizer, may eventually face in the future.
Okay, Shraddha, thank you for your answer, and hopefully it satisfies the viewers also. And I believe that we are nearing the end session and timeline for our debate. Now, I would love to use the remaining time for each of the candidate one by one to give their closing statement.
You could go first, Shraddha.
Thank you, Azan. So, in closing, I want to express my deepest appreciation for the opportunities to stand before you today to share my vision. My time serving as the interim engagement head for MUISS has been a transformative experience, providing me with invaluable insights and a deep understanding of the responsibilities that come with this position. Drawing from this experience, I'm even more committed to our shared goal of fostering inclusivity and enhancing the student experience at Monash University. With your support and collaboration, I am confident that we can build upon the foundation laid during my interim tenure and continue to make meaningful strides forward. As we reflect on the discussions and insights shared during today's debate, I am inspired by the passion and dedication of the candidate here in front of me, Izan. It is a testament to our collective commitment, creating positive change within our community. As we embark on this journey together, let us remember the lessons we had learned and the bonds that were formed, and the positive impact we can achieve when we work together towards a common goal. I am deeply grateful for your presence, your support, and your trust in me to lead. Now, as we approach the upcoming election, I humbly ask for your vote and continued support. Together, let us create a vibrant, inclusive, and supportive community that we can all be proud to call our own. Thank you once again for your time, your consideration, and your unwavering dedication to our university. I am very excited for the opportunities that lie ahead and eager to serve you to the best of my abilities. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shraddha. So, as I stand before you today, reflecting on the journey we've embarked upon together, I'm filled with a profound sense of gratitude and hope. Gratitude for the unwavering support and encouragement of our Monash community. and hope for the bright future that lies ahead. In these past few moments, I have shared with you my vision, my passion, and my unwavering commitment to serve as a MUISS engagement officer. But this journey is not just about me, it's about each and every one of us coming together and to create a more inclusive, vibrant, and a supportive community. As we prepare to cast our votes and chart the course for MUISS's future, let us remember the power of our collective voice. Let us remember the dreams and aspirations that bind us together as a community. And let us remember that together we have the power to shape a future that is brighter, bolder, and more beautiful than we have ever imagined. Thank you once again for your support, your trust, and your belief in the power of community. Together, let us continue to dream, to inspire, and to transform for the betterment of all.
Okay, thank you for the closing statements from Shraddha and Izan. Much appreciated. And it marks the end of our debate session for the position of MUISS Engagement in this year's by-election. Thank you so much for Abdi also for making it to the meeting and sharing your questions and thoughts on the candidates. Yeah, thank you so much. It is much appreciated. And thank you everyone for watching and listening. And now the session has ended. All of you guys may leave the meeting. Thank you and
Thank you,
have a good
everyone.
day. Best of luck.
Have a good day. Thank you, everyone.